and today is day 21. We're going to be talking about the strictest versus the most relaxed ranking Canada's law societies on artificial intelligence rules in 2026. Every Canadian law society allows artificial intelligence. None of them have banned it. But if you actually rank them by tone and strictness, they are not even close to the same. Let's go from the most relaxed to the most strictest in the AI rules. Starting at the relaxed end, Ontario. The Law Society of Ontario published a white paper back in 2024, and the language throughout is very encouraging for artificial intelligence. It actively invites lawyers and paralegals to explore and experiment with artificial intelligence tools. And as of April 2026, Ontario is explicit that lawyers are not required to disclose AI use to clients just because AI has touched the file. Of every province, Ontario reads the most like permission and not caution. So it is considered to be the most easygoing at this moment. Next comes British Columbia, sitting right in the middle. British Columbia's Law Society went further than Ontario in one sense. Back in July 2023, it addressed court materials directly, and even though it stopped short of requiring disclosure, it said it would, quote, prudent to advise the court if materials were generated using tools like ChatGPT. Then in October 2023, British Columbia issued a much longer guidance document covering almost every angle of artificial intelligence: technological competence, confidentiality, honesty, information, security, fees, plagiarism, even deep fakes, and its bias. It's thorough, but on the actual disclosure requirement, it's still a recommendation and not an actual rule. Next, and the final one, is Alberta. Alberta didn't just write guidance, it built an entire operational playbook. The generative AI playbook walks through benefits, risks, and a full framework of how using AI inside a law firm should be done. It's the most detailed, the most practical document of any province. It doesn't necessarily add harder rules than British Columbia or Ontario, but it treats artificial intelligence governance as something firms need as an actual system, and not just for awareness. Now we start climbing toward the territory of Manitoba. Manitoba was actually the very first law society in Canada to formally address generative artificial intelligence, and it is the bluntest of any province. It states directly that professional judgment, quote, cannot be delegated to generative artificial intelligence and remains your responsibility at all times. Manitoba also points lawyers towards its Court of King's Bench practice direction, which requires a formal declaration whenever artificial intelligence was used in materials filed with the court. Now, that's a real enforceable requirement, not just a suggestion. And technically, it acts as a very strict voice in this entire conversation. So we would consider that Manitoba, up until now, is one of the strictest with their artificial intelligence rules. Now, let's talk about the Canadian Bar Association. The Canadian Bar Association's guidelines actually urge lawyers to consider disclosing artificial intelligence used directly to clients, explaining both the benefits and risks, including the risk of losing their privilege and identity loss. That's a stricter client-facing standard that any law society currently requires. So here's the rank, start to finish. Ontario, most relaxed, actively encouraging experimentation with no client disclosure requirement. British Columbia on number 2, and Alberta in the middle, though they have just given a mere guidance. Manitoba, the strictest law society with blunt language, directly telling all lawyers to mention their use of AI once filed in court. And then the third would be, it's not a law society, but the Canadian Bar Association, the strictest of all, recommending all disclosure to courts as well as patterns, as well as even clients. The pattern underneath all of this, the newer or more detailed the guidance, the closer it tends to move toward mandatory disclosure and stricter language. I have given all the law societies links below. Please check them out and do let me know in the comments of what you think, which one is your law society, and any suggestions which you would feel would be useful in the guidelines. If you found this useful, please subscribe to my channel for the rest of the series, and do let me know which province artificial intelligence rules surprised you. Thank you.